us and a company called GIH.
Okay.
Which is an Italian manufacturer of chillers and crack units.
GI? What, as in?
GIH. So the brand is Clint.
Yeah, Clint. Oh, is that GIH?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that is
they're
us.
Clint, and they're also... Is there not another one as well? It's just Clint?
No, well, there's Monterre.
Okay. So you're very similar, because I think Flact have an arrangement with Mitzi Electric, don't they?
Yeah, they do, but that's only for the outdoor unit to feed the crack.
Okay. So this is this uses Fujitsu indoor PCB outdoor condenser?
No, this is just theirs. We just flock it.
What about the what outdoor unit is it? This?
Yeah, well, it's theirs, yeah. But they're mainly chilled water.
Ah, you're right. They are, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the Denko DX ones.
That's just exchanger to exchanger.
Yeah. Well, that's just a cope and scroll, isn't it? It's actually a Danfoss. Okay.
Yeah.
But the outdoor unit that Denko have been using is the Melco one, which is the 140, yeah, and the 125. But they've also been doing a bit of VRF as well, when they've been putting larger capacity.
Denko. Well, it's Flack now, isn't it? Denko.
Yeah, well, exactly, but it's Denko really.
Yeah, because if I look at the Mitzi Electric, obviously I'm going to have to say it, but they use the 45 kilowatt VRF units. We've quoted some recently at Hertfordshire University.
You need to look at ours.
Okay, so do you use VRF?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? But do you have that indoor unit? Or is it a completely separate?
Completely separate.
Oh, is it really?
You can put it with anything you want.
Okay.
So we have it, we call it an AHU kit.
Yeah.
But we do on and off temperature control.
What, coil temp?
Uh-huh.
Oh, do you?
No one else does.
Do it, don't to do it?
They say they do.
Oh, I see. So you can adjust the temperature of air coming off with... Yeah, because I think all the others are sort of, what are they, 3-5 degrees?
But they're just tempered air solutions.
So what you're doing is you can adjust the... So you can adjust the evaporator temp?
Yeah.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Maximum capacity.
Right.
The biggest outdoor we make. What's the biggest outdoor we do, Lewis?
It's 50 cans.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
And how many do you want?
410A or...
It's all 410A presently, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Moving to 32.
Okay. Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's a USP that Fujitsu have.
Yeah.
Right?
The old Fujitsus, I remember, the old cream units with the little two covers. Units are like, I've still got R22 on sites. The things are militant. Like, they're cockroaches. Them things will last. The condensers weigh like 150 kgs for like a 3.5 kilowatts. But, contactors, we used to retrofit, what do we used to retrofit? Low ambient controls to them. But what happened was then they brought all these new units out, really crappy to take apart, really brittle, and it just put people off, and they were just cheap. So that was kind of the Fujitsu word come out of, well, we're not putting it in because it's cheap. Although you say it's cheap, it's not that much cheaper than a low budget Daikin, Mitzi, Samsung split at all.
Neither should it be.
They're all about the same, but that stereotype of they're a nightmare to take apart and they're quite cheaply made with all them bits, that's stuck, and that's stuck with loads of people. It's not just me.
Okay, so Fujitsu were the market leader in splits in the UK.
So this was
2000.
Okay, so this was.
You were still in your nappies.
Yeah, I was.
You can have that. Can rate on you. So, okay, so then they were the market leader.
Yeah.
So Toshiba were the market leader in cassette, 7 to 15 kilowatt. Fujitsu were the market leader in everything else, up to 7 kilowatt on splits.
Wow.
Daikin were the market leader on the RV.
Yep.
Okay, and rightly so, because they introduced it.
Yep.
But then what Daikin did was they brought out 410A inverter split. Okay. And that changed everything. So Fujitsu fell back, Toshiba fell back, Mitzi came on the journey with Daikin. Next thing you know is you've got the big two. Yeah?
Okay.
And then that bit that you're talking about is the transition where Fujitsu were trying to catch up.
Okay.
Now, if you were to actually go and play with a piece of our kit, you'd go, actually, it reminds me of the old ones.
So what's changed then? Have they just spent a lot more on R&D on the kit?
You have to transition, don't you? Okay. So when you're playing catch up, you literally are playing catch up.
Okay.
Right? But then what you then do is you go, and now we need to go again, because it's a product development is and always will be an arms race. I explained that to when we had our last chat, okay? And candidly, in air conditioning, Daikin are quicker than everyone else. Right? And everyone else is playing catch up. But they can choose where to pitch themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we didn't have a VRF for God knows how long at Fujitsu, okay?
Well, you did. I've worked on a VRF and it was a nightmare. Again, it was a hot... What a nightmare, mate.
Yeah, but now that...
I'm talking like probably 2008, 2011. I think you can replace... I don't know if you can replace like for like, use the old tech with the new tech, but...
You can, depending on the criteria for pipe work.
Okay. Lot of sensors. They got. I remember doing a compressor on them. There must have been about 50 sensors in that condenser.
Discharge set, which normally has, because it's got 3 compressors in it. So
Correct.
Discharge,
Yeah.
You've got your return air, your suction temp, and then you've got another bank of them. So you're right, it's normally about 6 or 7.
I think it was 407 as well, wasn't it? It was 407, yeah.
Back in the day, yeah, it was, yeah.
So was that Fujitsu potentially bringing a product out which, I don't want to say is not fit for purpose, but it possibly wasn't a thoroughbred Fujitsu product because of the arms race? We need to get a product on the market which is free pipe VRF.
The thing to say to that is you need to take a look at the current range, because the current range is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I'm not. I've seen them. We've never installed.
Well, you need to.
It's what is it? Air stage. Yeah, Air stage. Yeah.
You need to have a try one. You'll be surprised.
R32, 410.
32 is coming, 410 right now.
Okay. And the
32 and the small ones, haven't we?
J4S comes next month.
Yeah.
Okay.
J5 comes next month.
Okay. So what's the USP on the VRF?
The AHU kit.
So that's a big USP.
Just for us.
Because I know they can do
No
that.
one else can do it.
They can do it.
No one else can do what we can do.
Why can't they? I'm sure they can do an ERQ unit, which
They just don't do it. Okay? They're all tempered. We are full control. Full capacity control, full temperature control.
Pardon?
-7.
What, air on?
Yeah. No preheat.
No way. Really? What about two pipe? Sorry, sorry, I don't mean two pipe. I mean small stuff. So anything up to say 20 kilowatt condensers.
It's because you use the mini VRF. You've got split option as well.
See?
That explains it. We're removing a lot of units because they're replacing the roof. They're only 4 years old.
Yeah.
And there's like 9 of these Fujitsu 20 kilowatt air stage condensers. And I'm like, this has been lashed in. Why someone put Fujitsu in? You'd want Daikin or Mitsubishi for this. But there've never any complaints. They work. They obviously do work.
No, it does what it says.
And they've done it because it goes to -7.
Yeah.
Why? Why does it?
I'll let you explain.
Why do you go to -7?
Yeah, why?
Beat everyone else.
Yeah, but what are you doing differently?
What we're doing differently?
Or is it you're just enabling your kit to work that low?
Yeah, it's just basically enabling it to work that low, because a lot of applications aren't necessarily return air from in rooms. You are getting it from external sources because they want 100% fresh air.
Yeah.
With the temperatures, we want a bit sort of worst case scenario. Generally, we -4, -5.
Okay.
So just go -7, and it does exactly.
So currently, with an AHU, the AHU product, if somebody wants to install DX onto an AHU, at this present day, the only product which really ticks all the boxes is a Fujitsu air stage.
And it's so easy to set up. It's literally just behind you. You just tell the capacity of the condensing unit that you're talking to. You'll do your return air dip switch. You'll just do an address, and it runs. So predominantly a trend system would usually, we on AHUs we always monitor the return air temp. So the return air temp is what we're using as the ambient sensor. So if we're trying to get that room to 21 degrees, we can either do it from the return air temp, but you're also saying that, well, actually, we can fix the air temperature coming out of the unit to 21 degrees.
Yeah. Supply temperature control.
Yeah.
What's the, is it a degree and a half differential?
Probably about a degree.
A degree, yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive.
It's
So
good.
I got here, okay, and I said to the lads from I'll introduce you upstairs. It's basically the product guy. And I went, David, AHU kit? He went, yeah. He said, how big can you go? And he went, how big's your outdoor? Excuse me? And I went, and how many can I have? As many as you want. And we've got full temperature and capacity control. Yeah? And I went, you do know that's a USP, don't you? And he went, yeah. And I'm like, well,
Yeah, so I know there is no, so there is no product. I thought Toshiba did it, but they don't.
No. I thought Toshiba did it.
Everyone does tempered air.
I think Toshiba does it to, I think, 4 or 6 degrees. I've heard, because there was a big thing where everyone was putting Toshiba onto the DX, but they don't go below 0. Because all AHUs, unless they're not designed properly, because most have thermal wheels, and, you know, if you haven't designed it properly, you are getting cold courtroom or cold buildings or hot buildings because you just haven't sized it correctly. So, you know, with your, if we need 25 kilowatt, you're led by me by saying I need a 25 kilowatt DX unit. Is that right?
Just do it with one and one expansion valve, so it's 25 kilowatt.
Is the expansion valve on the outdoor unit, or is it we have to put the kit?
That's literally it there.
Okay.
So you have to have the EV kit. You have to have the EV kit.
On the VRF, on the split you don't, because
so you do. So what's the biggest split unit you got up to? 14.
It'll be 25, because you've got the 90s, 72 and the 90.
Yeah. So these units I was just showing Dean, they're 25 kilowatt. I think these are split units. You'll know because they've got no EV kits. They're going straight in.
Yeah. So because it's a split.
Right. Interesting.
It hasn't got the degree of control that this has. It is literally controlled.
So with the
0
split,
to 10.
Dean, it's like the amount of AHUs that we're involved with, and we're quoting work-wise, it's a no-brainer. Because the question is always there, is what you're doing with preheat. Can you get us 200 amp supply to do 3-phase preheaters? No, there's no power. Oh, okay. But you would obviously, the AHU, we would get an AHU design. If we need 10 kilowatts of preheat, we would just use your unit. Because no AHU with that, no brand new AHU will never not have a thermal wheel. You will never need anything. You never need anything below 0 really. But -7, it just doesn't work. It just sits there. Just sits there doing nothing. Oh, interesting. Interesting. How easy is it to get onto BACnet?
You just put the controls into it, so it's got everything. It's really enabled. You can just control it off of 0 to 10 if you wanted. So it's literally, you can do as much or as little as you want with it.
Is that like some of the other manufacturers where you get like a 5-wire adapter, like, and you just shut it off with a relay? Is this the kit that you would get on the roof?
Yeah. So it's IP rated. I've got all the IP ratings and everything upstairs.
And something like this. So obviously, I would never, you know, I wouldn't ever quote this normally, right? So the first thing that an engineer or somebody trying this for the first time is like, it's going to be a nightmare to program.
It's not.
Because there's obviously a lot going on in there, but that really is an indoor unit.
Yeah, it's in essence, yeah.
So you've obviously got power on this side.
Yep.
What are all these dials?
It's a dressing.
It's a dressing.
So obviously it's VRF, you need to give it a significant address. You give it a refrigeration address. So we're doing a lot of work for Primark and M&S. So it's all DX coil. So you link them all together. So you give them all different addresses. You can't obviously, like all VRF, you can't cross-reference it, but you can put it all on our upper control. You've then got your capacity. So you do the dip switches, tell it its capacity.
So what size it is?
Yeah. What size basically what size the condenser is. You've got your other dip switches, so you can tell it if it's coming via control of return air or supply air. And then that's it.
These are just sensors, aren't they?
Yeah, that's just sensors and your expansion valves. So that's all that is. You can then put in, obviously, if the fan shuts off, so you can put a flow switch, so it would shut the unit off, make or break. So it doesn't keep running and then you get it freeze up.
This kind of stuff, this is usually from a BMS supplier. Is that the case?
Can be, or you can just put one on the side of the unit. So if it's picking up, stopping airflow or filters blocked.
Is that something is that a Fujitsu advisory? Like, would you sell that to us, or it's something where
field supplied?
It is field supplied.
Yeah, field supplied. You can put it off of the control relay for the fan. So when that fan comes on, it enables our unit to run.
Fine.
Again, you can control, so it comes with a controller. Say he's up on the roof, the controller will sit inside. You can use that, or you don't have to. It's just in there. You can control it. It's at 0 to 10. You can just do an on-off signal to it, and it'll run, and it'll go back to the set temperature you've put on there.
So if someone is replacing an AHU, an old type chilled boiler setup, and they're looking at stepping away from boilers, which a lot of people are, this is a full electrification solution.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done it.
Down to -7.
Return air, yeah.
Wow.
Air on, yeah.
Okay. And it's probably R410A, which I suppose isn't, you know, the Green Police will not be happy with it. However,
When it goes 32.
When it goes R32, you're looking at leak detection because the amount of refrigerant.
Agreed.
Okay. Impressive. Nice. That's cool. Learn something new every day. Didn't know that.
Every day's a school day.
Yeah, bloody hell. That's interesting. So AHUs have two purposes. So that Leicester Court, for example, their primary form of cooling and heating is from the AHUs.
Fine.
Whereas some buildings, or I'll use courts because that's what we do a lot of, they'll have DX in, and all you're doing is supplying in at a constant 18, 19.
Yeah, tempered air.
And you just temper in the air. So they're the kind of...
No loss, no gain. Cooling.
However, if that wasn't a Fujitsu solution at Leicester Court, you'd have great big three-phase preheaters because no unit works below 16. I think it's 14 or 16. It has to have a minimum of 14 to 16 degrees.
You need preheat.
And you need preheat, which is super expensive to run.
Yeah.
And I've got, I think I know 2 courts immediately where they've had brand new system air units with Dakin solutions, and they've had power issues on the site where the installer has bodged turning off three-phase supplies because they haven't got enough power to the building. Because they've had to use three-phase preheat. So this would eliminate that completely.
Yep.
Down to -7.
Damn. Are you not concerned that others might follow suit, or is it something which they would have done it already?
It's an arms race. They'll always catch you. It's an
Okay.
arms race. But it's only a matter of time.
Interesting. Oh wow. Okay. Nice. That's good. That's really good for some of our court people because they don't know about that, and it's always a sticky thing.
Well, finding 200 amps of power just to preheat some.
Oh, it's
just insane anyway.
well the cost as well.
It's insane.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. What else have we got to look at? One of my arguments has always been if I have a heat. By the way, I've got a heat pump and it's Korean at home. I inherited it. I said, if it goes wrong, compressor on this unit's £1,000. And they turned around and said, well, not with us, it's not. It's 250 quid. And I went, what? They said, well, 90% of the products in their heat pump is their brand. So they sell their products cheaper, or the part replacements are a lot cheaper. You got similar, is yours similar, or you or you more like the bigger, where the cost is the cost? Because we've had clients have one of the 2 manufacturers, the top 2 heat pumps put in. They've had a leak on the heat exchanger, which is repaired by the manufacturer. The compressor's failed 6 months later. Obviously, we had a water to refrigeration breach. And if you're a fridge engineer, you know it's just done. Start again. And now he's got his new system. His system's back up and running with his new compressor. So it'll go again in 6 months. So they need to replace completely. Where is Fujitsu sitting with that? Are you similar to them, or are you quite?
The first thing to understand is that is a joint venture with a company called Group Atlantic.
Okay.
Which in this country is Ideal.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, so we do all of the refrigerant circuit, and they in France they fit the refrigerant to water heat exchanger and the pump.
Okay, controls?
Controls are ours.
They're yours. Okay.
And they have their own control as well. Okay, so it's a joint venture. Okay, so when you ask a question along the lines of the way in which your Korean friend, okay, we're in the same boat as them, because the only thing that's not in there that's not ours is the heat exchanger and the pump. So we can make those decisions. Now then, if I take a step back, the best part of nearly 20 years, okay, our attitude at Mitsubishi Electric when I was there was just swap the outdoor.
We get that with others now.
And then we would then rework it in the workshop.
Yeah.
Okay. But that way you've done the fastest replacement.
Yeah.
Because
it's
all well and good turning the immersion heater on so you've got sanitary hot water. But if you haven't got space heating in your house for 2 or 3 days, there's going to be some very unhappy members of the family.
Of course.
Okay? So the manufacturer by manufacturer will make their own decisions on how they support it aftermarket.
Okay.
So if you think about someone like Ideal are market leader in boilers, in new build. Okay. That's one of the last places that you're going to want there to be a failure, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What Ideal are offering as a swap out service or a repair service, I don't know. However, they've got over a couple of hundred people in the call centre waiting to speak to Mrs. Jacobs Way. Okay. And they've also got about 250 people on the road ready to respond, etc., etc.
So going back to your condensing unit or your air source heat pump, is it a Fujitsu compressor or is it a Copeland? It's a Fujitsu compressor. Yeah. So if my Fujitsu compressor's gone in my heat pump after 3 years, and it's a Fujitsu badge machine, what are parts like? Do you hold the parts in the UK?
I'll show you. Spares warehouse is behind here.
Okay, so you do hold a lot of spares. Because that's the thing
90%.
which a lot of the bigger manufacturers, they still struggle to this day, where they're better, but people suffer with spares. And that's sometimes where you get the swap the whole outdoor unit. Well, we've had it with maybe number 3 or 4 market leader recently, where they said, we haven't got a fan motor for a small split unit, we'll give you a whole outdoor unit. And you go, what? The unit's a year old. But that's just the approach we've got. Which is great sometimes to tell the client, but you look at it and say, you don't see that in a positive light.
So going back to my European experience, okay, which is about 18 months, okay, that is the mentality. Because it's a commodity.
Wow.
You know, only in the UK do we pay as much for an air conditioning installation as we do. Nowhere else in Europe pays as much for an air conditioning installation than here.
Obviously, the quality in the UK is a lot better.
Well, you would
The,
say that.
the standards are obviously a lot better.
I couldn't possibly comment.
And we've got a lot more legislation. And
No, we don't.
you
The
know,
Germans and the French have got way more, but they still don't pay as much. And their attitude is,
I think someone told me once upon a time, and it might have been yourself, but the people that make the money in the likes of France and Paris and other people that get the better discounts on the equipment, because it's the discount on the equipment which increases your margin.
but the installation is almost given away.
Yeah, I thought it was probably you.
It might be.
If I see an ideal heat pump anywhere, it's yours.
No, they also have an arrangement with MIDI as well.
Do they?
Yep.
Okay, so different looking products. Oh, sorry, the two. I know their product actually is more smaller and wider, isn't it?
Longer, yeah.
Longer. Okay, so efficiencies R32,
Yep.
290 coming out.
Later.
Okay. Will the R290 unit be more efficient than the R32?
Of course it will, because it runs to higher temperatures easier, doesn't
Okay.
it?
I'm going to check back and see if that's the case, but because I'm hearing things about R290 units actually being less efficient than R32.
All right, that depends what you've done. If the manufacturer has just basically shoved a 290 compressor into an old chassis, that probably could be less efficient. Okay. However, if you've designed from day one with 290 in mind, aka Valent, okay, yeah, then it is more efficient.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Not sure who said it to us, but someone said it to us that the way this is going with refrigerants, the lower the GWP, the less efficiency you do get out the gas.
That depends upon the size of the chassis.
So things may
and the
need to
heat exchange.
may need to grow
so
and be
why is
adjusted.
the Valent unit as big as it is? Because
Yeah.
they've optimised it for efficiency,
Yeah.
rather than drop it into an existing air conditioning unit chassis.
You know what, Valent? I've still to this day not taken one of their units apart. I know what compressor's in there though.
It's a Melco.
Yeah, there you go. It's a Melco compressor. But they're controls, aren't they? They're a controls company, really. It's their controls that you're paying for because I think
Melco or Valent?
Valent. I think their controls
I
are.
think you're also paying for the aftermarket service as well.
Is this where you say about ideal with loads of
you've got-
engineers,
yeah.
etc., etc.?
The heating industry is a different industry to the cooling industry. Cooling is, I installed it, I'll come back, I'll mend
Correct.
it. Okay? Heating industry
It's not,
is
yeah.
the manufacturer will support the product in the market.
Yeah, I see.
Because the installer he's moved on to the next installation.
So Fujitsu, your angle on it is, well, we haven't got the support for that. So what we do is we have a strategic partner with Ideal, who are a network of engineers that know our kit.
That's one strategy. Yeah.
Okay.
Have
You've got
others as
several,
well.
yeah. Okay. Well, let's just look at that one. Okay. So do the engineers come here for training?
Yeah.
Lewis, to the training?
No.
Do you have a heat pump?
He's too shy.
What for heat pump? Well, saying
No, he's
that,
just too shy in general.
you don't obviously you can delete this, but obviously heat pump engineers are like plumbers, aren't they? So they're uneducated fridge guys.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's
I
the
wouldn't
polite way
have,
of putting
mate. I wouldn't have the patience either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have the patience
Well,
either.
it'll be him, not
You know what? I'll tell you something now. The heat pump engineers are like, I think that I wouldn't want to manage a heat pump engineer. So when we did the installer show and we sat down with the heat geek people, they're like a weird nerd. It's like they answer their own questions. Like, so, and they've answered their own question. And it's like, fucking, what do you want? And they're very much like it because they spend so much time looking up things online.
So what?
And that's just the heat pump. I think that's the heat pump industry.
That's because they're ex-fridge guys.
No. The heat pump no, not a lot of them. No.
Anyway, so we can agree to disagree. Okay, but, so what will happen eventually, in the same way that I've explained to you before, how the installation of wall mounts in Spain is Cortian glaze, can you? You'll literally do exactly the same for that. And the following day, someone will come along and they'll install it for you, and it'll be done. It'll be completely commoditised.
I'm with you.
Right?
I'm with you.
Today, everyone's trying to make some money whilst trying to grow a market.
Yeah, of course.
Okay? Whereas what it will end up being is that you wouldn't look to buy a boiler because I'm buying a heat pump.
Yeah, I'm with you. Hopefully not me, but there we go.
Yeah,
I miss gas. You're a heat pump, you got gas.
I've got 2 multi-splits, and I've got an 11 kilowatt heat pump.
Do you like it?
Does exactly what it says in the tin. But that's because I sized the radiators properly.
It's a different conversation, but I think heat pumps should go in the ground. They shouldn't, because I generally think they're the most ugliest things.
Well, they're no different to an air conditioning.
No, the aircon are much prettier. They're much smaller, and you can put them on the wall. And you can put them on the wall.
We can put that on the wall.
Really?
Yeah.
The amount of heat pumps I've seen on walls, and you think, I ain't standing to that. You know, single skin brick.
Is that your thing you said about the standard of installation?
So tech support.
We'll take you there next.
So the one of the things which I've always been concerned with, so you've obviously got Climate Centre or Wolseley that sell your kit. You've got Ocean Air. We've bought from Ocean Air before your kit. And there's one gentleman in Crawley. He's been around for years. I think he knows most about Fujitsu. He's really, really good. If he's off sick or is on holiday, you are stuffed. So we would normally then call Ultimate Air. But we don't have relationships with Ultimate Air. So again, it's luck of the draw who you get on the phone. So there is a Fujitsu technical in the UK.
He'll take you up and introduce them.
Introduce them.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
In action.
So Fujitsu,
They're really nice guys.
so Fujitsu, which is helpful. You won't want to really.
That's one of the. When you were doing one of your things, I said to these guys, I think you lot are really good. I think we should get.
So your training guys, how obviously we'll go up. How do they work? Because we've obviously done a couple of sort of training videos with the manufacturers, and they're so different. One of them is more older school, and they're opening files as you talk. The others are, I'd probably say, it comes across more well greased, and they kind of know more. They're more educated.
So, Ellie, what was the thing that Otto was doing at installation? Where?
World Skills.
Yeah, World Skills. Yeah. So, Otto's one of Lewis's guys. Off the tools.
Was he an ex-engineer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's ex-engineer.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah.
And he'd crimped the pipe and hidden it from the insulation. And he wanted the guy to do the diagnostics to find it and things like that. And he had also not trimmed a cable and put it in with the sheath on it and all that kind of stuff. And he wanted them to find it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Otto's done that to who? The World Skills.
Yeah.
Were they apprentices or were they engineers?
Apprentices.
So World Skills, was that a Fujitsu event?
Yeah. No, it was at the installer show.
You had that at the installer show? Oh wow, we didn't see that. What day was that on?
Was that the whole time?
Was it a separate stand? It wasn't on the Fujitsu stand?
Second hall.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
We've been helping World Skills for quite a long time. There's a guy called Luke Hale that we've been helping. He goes to France next week.
He's a World Skills guy? Okay. Oh wow, okay.
So one of the things that people I don't think understand about Fujitsu, I always respected this brand when I was somewhere else. There was another brand I also respected very much as well when I was somewhere else, and that was called Hitachi. Okay.
I was about to say that to you. You're not a million miles. I would always paint Fujitsu with a Hitachi brush.
But Hitachi's great kit. Fujitsu's great kit. People don't give it enough airtime, in my opinion. Yeah? Which is why we are going to spend a little bit of time, money, and energy in doing a bit of marketing. Because I'm going to tell everyone and their dog about that AHU kit.
You should.
No,
You're doing.
I would have failed if I haven't managed it.
You're being unjust not doing it. Like, you know.
Give me time.
Yeah.
Give me time.
So let's look at wall mounts. So because we do a lot of resi still. We're still 4 houses a day we're doing. Is this your full range?
No.
Of wall mounts? There's more.
The black one's not there.
What?
Have we got a black one upstairs?
I believe it's been taken to show customers.
Oh, okay.
What range? Is it in the high spec?
No, it's standard.
It's in standard.
Standard
So it's
range.
in the.
Yeah, so it's basically this unit. just in black, but it's
So
not
that
sprayed.
so that unit in the middle, I'm going to say is the 6, the 7, and well, Fujitsu, you have to educate me here because you're still old school. You're like 9s,
BTUs,
12s,
yeah,
and
it's a
your
BTU.
BTUs. So that would probably be like a, I don't know, 15, 16, 17,000 BTU.
Yeah, so we'll go from probably about 7 up.
That's not a bad looking unit.
No.
And the one at the bottom is a 10, right?
Yes, that'll be about 10. That's a 36.
That's fair. I'd
36.
IT room.
Yeah,
Correct,
36, yeah. So the thing as well about the black unit, it isn't sprayed. It's moulded black plastic. So
Okay.
you scratch it, it's black.
I see.
So,
And that's in the standard range?
yes.
So that top unit comes in black.
Yeah.
That Fujitsu badge, is that black or is
It'll
that
be
silver?
Air stage now.
Say air stage.
It'll be
It'll say air stage.
Yeah.
Why?
So
Rebrand.
Fujitsu is up for sale. The shares that Fujitsu have in Fujitsu General are up for sale and have been for about 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? Is that because of the post office?
they're an IT company.
Is that because of the post office stuff?
No, they made that decision before the post office.
So it's going to be air stage?
Yeah.
Okay. So the product is going to be an air stage product?
It'll be branded air stage.
Wow. That's a bit of a ball. So,
But you're buying it from Fujitsu. So
okay. So it's a Fujitsu product.
yes,
If I was in Japan, would that be a Fujitsu product?
air stage.
Okay. Okay. Your high spec unit?
Yep.
Is that's what we'd call the Mitzi Zen, Mitzi LN, Dakin Stylish, Panasonic Ethereal unit. That's your top spec unit.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Is that slightly quieter?
Yes, yeah, slightly better efficiencies.
Has it got built-in cleaning? Has it got the frost wash? No. It hasn't. Slightly better efficiencies.
Yeah, better efficiencies. Obviously, PIR sensor on it, so it can monitor the room better.
It's got an IR sensor. Okay.
EIR, yeah,
EIR.
pick up people in the room.
That's cool. I like that. A lot of people prefer the manual louvers. I like them when they're fixed. They're actually quieter.
Because they don't rattle.
Correct. Yeah. Well, when they
I've got one of my bed.
when they record the sounds, all the manufacturers, they don't have anything moving. It's all fixed. So as soon as you move them, they go, it's a bit louder than
Have you
19
not
dB.
seen the video of one of the factories where the woman's listening to see if there's any hairs in the impeller?
No. What brand is that?
Another one.
Okay. So this is an edge stage product.
It's his air stage, but it's Fujitsu really. It's only branded. It's only branded.
Yeah, these are too big for me. But that's cool. That's really cool. 2 colours. What's that noise? Oh, it's that.
It's the boiler.
Cool. Eco's the cheaper stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got 2 ranges in it. So you've got the standard Eco.
That's a
which
nice
is
unit.
Your basic unit. It comes on multis, whereas you've got Eco Plus,
Which can
and has Wi-Fi.
What size is the multi-condenser restricted? Like, can it only go up to a certain size?
It's 10.
Oh, okay. So that. Oh, so the.
5 port.
So can the Eco unit? So if I've got a multi-condenser, can I put the Eco unit,
Plus.
Eco Plus, and a high spec on the same?
Yes.
You can. Okay. Okay. The challenge, I suppose, is what a lot of people don't realise is the cost is never in the indoor unit. So the cost between that, and the Eco and the high spec, it's probably not a lot.
Massive. Yeah.
No, but unfortunately, we do still have to quote things on cost
We
sometimes.
are selling an awful lot of these.
I think they're really nice units.
We're selling an awful lot of them.
I prefer, personally, I don't like badges in the middle. I like them on the side. I like them. If anything, remove them.
You can have 2 badges, look.
So pretty soon we're just going to see that.
Yeah.
I actually think that looks nicer than having the both. Anyway.
Same. It's only branding. It's only branding.
Cool. Right. Nice.
So should we have a quick look at these spares warehouse?
Yeah. Let's look at the spares.
Is that all right?
Cool. Yep.
What's that about? That's a fan coil unit, isn't it? Do you do high static ducted?
Yes.
So Panasonic is my favourite high static ducted, and the reason is the thing breaks up into 3. I've never seen anything like it. Are you similar to? Well, you know that.
Yeah.
Are you similar to that or not?
It's just one unit.
It's just one. Okay. OK unit is probably similar to the other high static. It's a high static ducted.
Same as every other.
Is it an air stage product
It will be transferring over to air stage. So.
or a Fujitsu product?
Yeah,
Sorry,
Fujitsu
it is.
product, yeah,
Okay.
Anything that's direct expansion is Fujitsu.
What about mechanical ventilation?
We don't do mech vent yet.
You don't.
No.
That's a problem.
No.
You don't do it.
No. We were doing it but it's been stopped, and we're going to do another one later.
In the evaporator.
You don't have any expansion valves in here? Weird. So it's quite simple, actually.
Yeah, very.
Very
Why it's
simple.
reliable.
So it's just 240 volt solenoid. This, when I see this is 240 volt.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you're literally just opening and closing?
Yeah, that's it.
So you do no expanding, no balancing?
No, it has got like capillary balance line in there, so to stop noise, for oil, things like that. But yeah, it's just on.
And if I were, obviously you'll have sound figures on this, would we use a second party company if we wanted to put an acoustic?
What, like they do on Melco?
Well, no, and the other brands do.
Yeah.
Some of them
Yeah,
sell
you can
them,
do.
some of them. So we can wrap this if there's an issue with sound.
yeah.
Because the only downside with solar noise 240 volt is that dunk,
clunk,
the click.
yeah, for sure.
So we can get an acoustic
Yeah, you
box
could.
on it.
It's not something that we'd supply because we generally don't get asked for it. However, you could purchase something field supplied and it wouldn't be an issue.
So it's free pipe and you up to 12 units.
Yeah, and you can come in either end.
Either end.
Yeah, so we've got 3 pipes here.
And
as well.
can they be put together, master and slave and slave?
Yeah, you can do that. So you can either, depending on capacities now and where they.
So if we had a 50,
either
so
red
say if we had
through-
a 45 kilowatt outdoor unit and we wanted a 12 way and an 8 way,
Yep.
could we do that?
Yeah. Yeah, as long as they're in capacity. With ours as well, what you have to do is you have to make sure the first and the last port are used, even if you're not using
The
them all.
first and the last port
Yeah,
has
and
to
then
be
the
used.
any in between, purely for oil, because you've
Okay.
got oil pooling at one end.
I see. It seems really simple in like a really,
Why it's reliable.
yeah. I think I'd agree with you with that. It just seems we're not going to be having expansion valves needing to be replaced every 3-4 years because they've done their runtime.
10 years I've never changed expansion valve on VRF
Really.
in Fujitsu.
So they're known for durable expansion valves on the indoor
What's
units.
the phrase fit and forget?
Yeah.
That was a phrase.
Okay.
Fujitsu
Haven't
was
changed
fit and
solenoids
forget.
either.
Really
Never had to.
interesting. Noise, are they relatively less
No
noisy
different
units?
to anyone else,
No
really.
difference to the others.
Well, you've got refrigerant flowing in a pipe, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. Sometimes some of the manufacturers they've got several types of expansion valve because they
Yeah.
try and balance
Try and- yeah,
refrigerant
yeah,
out.
absolutely.
You know, they're trying to manipulate things
But they're trying to do that to actually cut the noise down.
to cut the noise down. But then you have got something else, I suppose, which could go wrong. But it's not fit and forget then. Interesting. So you obviously use a third-party expansion valve. Are they similar to what others
right.
use?
That's
Huh?
all right.
Sorry.
You have your own expansion
Everything's
valve.
alright.
What the expansion valve head is yours.
The same thing that's in that.
Yeah. It's all alright.
Is there a head in there?
Yeah, in that little box.
Oh, we can't get to that then, can we? So it's an expansion valve head is yours?
Yes.
Because all the others don't make expansion valves heads. They use third party.
No, it's ours. Yeah.
Interesting.
Manufactured for it.
Is it magnetic or is it a motor?
It's more magnetic, so it's obviously.
So it's like a
4
slight-
4 windings in it, and it'll just spin open.
Oh, is that-
Close.
okay.
Yeah, so it's
Right.
the same as every other expansion valve. but
Okay.
It's not like an AK valve.
No, some of the manufacturers they still have the mushroom fittings with the pin that drives in and them still motorised.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Anything else we need to know on the VRF?
You need to have a look at that controller. Ellie's desperate for you to see that controller. But Lewis will have to demonstrate it too, because I don't know how to turn it off.
That does look pretty cool.
Yeah, you can put your own logos on it as well, so you can see them.
And what does that? What's that? Is that split range? Is that everything
Yeah, it'll control up to 16 units off of it.
up to what? Sorry.
16.
Oh, so it's not.
You can use it as a one-to-one.
Yeah.
Control just like a normal controller. You put any logo on it. So say you had a really nice house and they wanted their name on it for each room, or in a hotel, and you could put the room number on it or whatever you wanted. You just put it onto the app on your phone, just Bluetooth it straight.
The only thing is, that you said 16 units,
You
right?
can control 16 units.
So are you saying that if I had 16 units in my house was big enough, I could use this as a centralised controller? Or are you saying if they were paired to get, if they were,
you'd
they
want
need
them
to be
in
all
one
on at the
room.
same time?
Yeah, one
I see.
room, basically, yeah.
Okay, so
Just like any other hardwired controller.
I'm with you.
Without going to central control.
that's pretty cool.
And it changes colour with your temperature, so whatever mode you set it on, it will change.
I just want to sort of, there's no buttons at the side.
No, it's all touchscreen.
It's too posh for me. Looks like a mini TV, doesn't it? It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
It's really smart.
So this is,
Didn't it win a little award, Ellie?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't it? Yeah.
so Bluetooth to the phone, right?
Yeah, Bluetooth. There's no control on that yet. I think that'll be the next part, so you can Bluetooth it, so then you wouldn't need to necessarily worry about Wi-Fi or getting out of bed.
Okay.
So,
Just going back to the VRF with this controller, if I ever, you obviously do a service checker for the VRF.
we do. Yeah.
How does it work? Is it just you wire it in, you have the
So you put
software,
you
or
put
is it
software.
Bluetooth?
No, it's software. So for the VRF, we've got our VRF software. So you just wire that in on X1, X2. You can put it on anywhere on the network, and you'll be able to look into the system.
Okay.
Do any setup functionality, field settings. So like you can look at it fully commissioned, fully addressed, see everything that's going on in real time. Plots it all in graphs. See every component opening and closing.
Okay.
With the splits, we have a current one which plugs into the board and uses on your laptop. We also have a new one coming out which is Bluetooth. So you plug it into your phone, plug it into that, and then it'll just.
So you're as the others are doing. I know some of the others don't, but some of the others have got the Bluetooth.
Yes.
And then you just do it for an app.
Yep, that's it.
Nice.
Yeah, run it for an app, and
Okay.
then you can just send the data over quicker and easier.
Cool.
Our new UTY RNR 5 is also a service tool, so you can actually have a look at what's going on in the unit
On the phone.
on the split. So if you've got a controller, you can actually look and see what all the thermistors are reading.
And that's done. Is that like plugging in on a ribbon cable?
No, it's just the controller.
Oh,
It
really?
just comes down the 2-core comms network.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
And same with our UTY DCGY Z2 touchscreen controller, small tablet.
Yeah.
It's a service tool as well. You could, so if you can't gain access,
So
to the
it's
roof,
actually.
you can look at what's going on.
So it's
on the
two.
roof.
I don't want to say two for the price of one. But if you can't get onto the roof, you can actually
You
go
can
for the
use your
parameters from the
central
controller. Smart.
Yeah, it's our central
Okay.
controller.
Smart. And when's that out?
No, it's out.
It's out now?
It's here.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
It's also got lead and lag auto changeover on the
Okay.
Z5. So you can just set that between.
So instead of
units.
using a secondary
Panel.
control system, it can all be done for the
You
controller.
can do that. So if you wanted BMS control or interfacing like that, you can use the panel.
Okay.
Quite expensive. But the Z5, if you've got it in a
You
conf
can
room,
you can do it.
yeah, don't need to. It goes into fault, brings the other unit on, turns the unit off, like via whatever.
And that controller, can that work on most of the range of splits, or is it just the commercial?
No, as long as the units can take a 2-wire controller, it'll work. So
Oh,
like
wow.
the Eco unit doesn't work. So that's basic, literally infrared.
So if I've got a comms room which has got 2 wall mounts which have failed,
Yeah,
and I was to put in 2 Fujitsu wall mounts with this controller,
controller.
I don't even need to speak to the client about programming them on a timer. It can just be
put-
set up
you put a
lead
timer in
lag,
it.
put the timer in, lead lag, and it's all done from the controller.
Yeah, 100%.
Neat.
You could put outputs on it, so then if it does go into fault, rather than you having to go in there and see it, you could put an output, so it could do a beacon, it could do a light, it could do anything.
Nice.
This at the moment is SRO, so basically units that have turned up and been damaged in delivery or something like that, and then we'll have a look at it, and then we can go back to GXO and say, this is you've caused this. We can do repairs to it. If we get like a DOA unit or a warranty claim unit, and we've gone, yeah, we'll get it back and we test it. We don't just.
Do you do it here, or do you send it off?
No,
You do it here, yeah?
We do everything ourselves. Yeah, we don't do it anywhere else.
Nice.
Yeah. And then obviously we've got sort of overstock of spares, and we don't generally hold any units, but what we also do is if there isn't a part available, like you were saying about that fan motor, we will strip it out. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We have 2 routes to market. We have distribution partners,
know you do, yeah.
wholesaling partners, and we also deal direct.
So you do sell direct?
Yes.
Didn't realise you did.
20% of revenue.
Interesting. Do you upset? Do you upset your? I don't know. The word's not upset,
we try
but
not to.
you're fair. Yeah.
Yeah. I was always fair when I was somewhere else.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
But yeah,
These air stage badges are getting bigger, aren't they? I can see the.
see
Okay.
how it's going, can't you?
Yeah. So this is all your spares.
Yeah, it's just all up there as well.
And up there.
Bloody hell.
We've probably got too much of the truth.
Bloody hell. I kind of want. Part of me wants to say you should have more, but then part of me is like, well, there's a lot of stuff in here. Like, how much parts can you hold?
Well, this is 90% of our total spares.
Is it really?
Yeah. Like compressors, we'll have the odd compressor here, but most of it will be down at GXO.
And just to understand Fujitsu a bit more, do Fujitsu have like 10 compressors? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
so like with the VRV with most brands,
We have
they
one.
do have, no, they have several different types.
Yeah, we have one for the 3-pipe, one for the 2-pipe.
Do you really?
That's
So
it,
if a
yeah.
compressor goes, you've got the spares here, and it can only be one
Or it'll
of.
be a GXO, but if we get the order in by 1 o'clock, it'll be with you the next day.
So those that aren't used to putting Fujitsu kit in, or have had potentially a bad experience with parts, if someone has, that kind of is non-existent now because you've got all
Don't get me
all
wrong.
areas covered.
Yeah,
We don't have a bad experience on spares, do we, Chris?
As you said, we don't hold every spare. You know, some things we may not.
Stuff like cases and things, you can't carry all the casings.
Carry a lot of them upstairs.
Have you really got spare casings?
Yeah. Drip trays, spare cases.
Okay.
Like
But then it would go
fences.
back to what we spoke to earlier, that anything that's too specialist, you would just have spare fan coils and you would just take fan coils apart.
Yeah, if needs be.
Interesting. So if we were really desperate for a spare part and it was critical, if you had a unit here and you didn't have the spares, you would take the unit apart for
do
us
everything
and give
we
us a
can to
spare
get it out.
part.
Yeah.
So it can be done, because when you see Fujitsu is a global name, you wouldn't think that would happen.
That's one of the reasons why. So
It's almost very, I don't want to say small business because it's not, but it's almost, we'll do whatever it takes.
It's almost old school.
Yeah.
Right? So when I first joined Melco, the warehouse for finished goods and spare parts was behind the office. And that was actually pretty much the model that a lot of the manufacturers had. Okay? We've still got it. Right? And the reason is our ability to respond. And that's why we got it here. That's why it's sat next door to where we are. It's our ability to respond.
So if there is something that's needed, you can deal with it there and then, rather than a few emails,
I'd probably say
escalation.
95% of it.
Really?
95% we can cover it immediately. Maybe a couple of instances where a couple of days out of Europe or something like that.
Okay. What about, I don't know if you know so much about it, Lewis, but when you discontinue a unit, how long do Fujitsu tend to keep spares for?
Oh, we've got unit spares back to 20 years. It's the parts are depleting, but it may be something we have to pull from Europe.
So if I've got a unit which is 15 years old,
Yeah.
there potentially are spare parts available for it.
Yeah.
Because that's something which has always bothered me,
Yeah.
thinking,
Yes, end
They're
of-
only
end of
contracted
life.
to 10. All the manufacturers are only contracted to 10.
okay,
The fact that this business has made a decision to support products for longer, that's just a
It
that's
may
just a
not be
decision.
everything, and once it's gone,
it's gone.
it's gone.
Okay.
But we'll do. We had George. We got a customer that's got a problem on the site. Thermistors, like you were saying earlier. George went through every service manual on the variants of that unit and found the sensor for the guy out here.
I see. Okay.
So
Okay.
it may be a case of, well, we haven't got that, but let's see if we can do it a different way.
Okay. Product ranges, Dean. So some of the others, you could call it a bit backwards and a bit old-fashioned, but there are some manufacturers out there that if you've got a unit which is 10 years old, you can replace the condensing unit or replace the indoor fan coil. Have Fujitsu got any anomalies where that works, or on new units you need to replace both sides because the efficiency is there?
I'd have to defer to Lewis.
On the VRF, we can go back a certain time. So if you wanted to change a unit on a VRF now for a unit 10 years old, it's the same.
It is.
It's the same. It's just slight model variants, and that'll just be down.
And you would
to-
just confirm that
we would
it'll
confirm
work.
it. Yep, it'll work. Yeah.
Interesting.
Basically,
Didn't realise that.
First kit I was supplying at TF Solutions Fujitsu on the VRF will work with the stuff now.
Nice. Okay, which is good.
Controls everything. So you could go and
there's
update
quite
your
a good
controls.
level.
Yeah.
I think the way I've heard that, just from a salesman speak, backward compatibility.
Correct. Yeah. It is.
Splits no, because obviously they
Yeah,
change.
I get that.
So yeah, it's not.
But VRF,
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
So there shouldn't really be any concerns for 10 years plus when you're selling a unit now, which is brand new, which could go in a system which is 5 to 10 years old. I don't know, a unit which is possibly neglected, never serviced in a hotel. Coil's gone, just replace the fan coil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, okay. Cool. All right, nice.
Again, probably, I'd confidently say 99% of cases.
Really?
It might be that one, but
You
it
can
could
replace
be-
the fan coils.
Yeah.
Cool, nice. So do you hold a lot of kit here
Here,
in Aylesford?
Yeah.
well, there's about
Is there one or two of these kind of thing full of stuff?
This is like a door.
They've got about
Yeah,
8
dwarfs this.
of our pallets.
Really?
yeah, that's a good point. 9,000 pallets. There you go.
9,000 pallets.
Wow.
Nicely done.
Wow. I've learned recently that you're paying €500 a pallet these days to get into the
We're
UK.
not paying 500.
Oh, okay. Dean, you know them figures, dear?
Yes, mate. Unfortunately.
Am I being ripped off? We buy from the Italians. Ooh.
These are VRF training rooms. We did have people in here, but that's why I didn't bring it in. But they've gone.
So this is the unit, yeah?
Yeah, which is no more.
Okay.
So when we have training, they use this room, that room, the room we were just in as well.
Okay.
So they can.
Do you do all the training?
Otto's
Otto
taking
does it,
over
yeah.
and he's going to be giving the training. So we're actually revamping all the training. So my thinking is, they're engineers. They don't want to be killed by PowerPoint.
Yeah, you're
Just do
right.
a bit of PowerPoint and let's get their hands on the kit.
Spot on.
And that's it.
Spot on.
And that's what he's working. He's showing them what they need
I
to.
think you're definitely right with that, because people liking your kit more and more is because they're getting involved with it.
Yeah. And we're going to be working with Fieldpiece.
Oh yeah.
So we've got, sort of like got a really good relationship with them. So it's using their tooling. We're getting the customers to bring their tooling in. So because a lot of the time their tools don't work.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So what we do is we get them in. We've got Fieldpiece back in. Their tools work on all of our kit for testing, expansion valves, fan motors. So we can say this is what you need.
You do feel safe. You'll do Fieldpiece a favour as well with that.
Yeah.
Because it's good gear as well.
Very good. Yeah.
Your ref nets, can they be installed vertically?
Yes.
They can, yeah.
Basically.
Completely vertically
if
though,
you
right?
can stand it, that's how it can go in. So you can go like that, like that, like that. You can't go like that.
Okay, but it can go like that.
Yep.
Bloody, that's a heavy ref net.
Yeah, yeah,
For a condenser, right?
yeah.
It's been a while since.
Ben, do you want to hold this? Your arm will fall off, mate. Yeah, no, soft hands. It can't go like that.
You can. Yeah.
It can go like this.
Yep.
It can go like that.
Yep.
What can't it do then?
Point down.
It can.
All you've got to do is bear in mind when you come into the condensing unit, you can't do that. So
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
above the condensers, you can't.
I'm with you.
But if it was in a ceiling void,
That's just bog standard.
Yeah, that's.
oh, you
yeah,
would,
yeah.
yeah, you would think people don't.
Well, no, yeah, yeah.
I know, don't worry.
yeah,
Which way
so
round is it?
yeah,
You know, you
They turn the photograph.
Dean,
around.
you said about going to Paris or France, spending £400 on an install. You would. That's what you pay for. It works, but you get that upside down ref nets.
yeah. So just as long as you
don't need a
tick the
reference
boxes
for
for the
all
installation, you'll be fine with the
You just need flexible
separation
hoses.
tubes.
Reach out.
Your conventional 2-core cable from the outdoor unit to the first BC.
Yeah.
Then you chain the BCs together.
Yeah, so on
Or
the
do
big
you-
multis you do.
You what? Sorry.
On the big multis, on these you do. So you'd come
So
in.
on a single box, you do a 2-core from the condenser.
Yep. Into outdoor unit, and then to indoor.
So if we look at this unit here, so this is doing
four units.
this is doing 4 units, right? So do you link into here, into here, into
No,
here?
just comes out, just one to one. So that will go from there onto your evaporator, from there onto your evaporator, evaporator.
I'm with you.
You link on these multi-boxes, you link in RV boxes.
So we have 2-core from the condenser. This is all pre-wired,
Yeah,
right?
Screen terminated everywhere.
Okay, so then we're running to each indoor unit, and that's it. But if we had a slave box, would we then come out of
Yeah, you
this?
come out and loop into
and
it.
go
you
to the
come-
slave.
So this one actually comes into here, loops out and goes into there.
Nice. And it's 2-core screened.
Yeah.
And single way BC box? How does that work? Does that?
Same.
So you
So you
chain
come
the
in.
boxes,
Yeah.
and then you run a cable, and it's just 2 indoor unit.
Two cores there it goes.
So some of your competitors, unfortunately, they have sometimes they have separate relay boxes
Yeah.
with a ribbon cable,
Yeah.
which, believe it or not, is an extra half an hour. When you've got 100 fan calls, it could take you 2 or 3 weeks just putting in the relay boxes.
Yeah, you don't
So
have
you
to.
are you're the
covered.
similarity with the norms with the bigger firms.
Yeah.
Nice.
Again.
Simple.
Yeah.
As it says on your shirt.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, and then you can, with these, so you can have multiple units off of. So, for example, you see we've actually got 2 units off of that one box. So all we do is we just need to do set 2 number 2.
So what have you done? Refineted that, so that'd be.
Referencer.
What's the biggest onto the box? 14 kilowatt.
No, I think you can go slightly larger. So we've got 3 sizes of single box.
Okay.
Yeah, purely because it's got
We'll
an
show you
extra.
upstairs.
Yeah,
You can get
so
the
purely
catalogue
because it's got 3 solenoids in rather than the 2. So for more flow of refrigerant through.
Okay.
And on ours as well, the liquid goes past. Because the liquid line's always a liquid line.
Yeah.
So ours
Yeah, it's
just
discharge
control-
suction which
Yeah,
gets switched.
So ours just switch the discharge and suction line inside.
So it is actually really simple.
Yeah, very
You are
simple.
literally just switching the suction discharge.
That's it, yeah.
But in regards to heat recovery and efficiency and that kind of stuff, where's all that magic done? Is that all done in the?
It'll still be done in here. So in the boxes, obviously, because the flow of refrigerant is going around. Obviously, you get free cooling in effect, don't you? So
Yeah.
you don't get free heat, you get free cooling. So just running, and it's just transference of energy from one side to the other.
Okay.
Principles of thermodynamics, and it's in with the condensing unit.
So that air stage unit,
Yeah.
that'll do -7 on an AHU. It will.
Yeah, you could incorporate it into it. Yeah, 410A K is for R32.
I thought you stopped doing them. And are they all? They're not. The K slap doesn't rotate, but this one, I think it's a LAT, is it?
Yeah. So that'll be. So you can invert that. You just obviously need to turn the pump off.
The reason I know it's an LAT is I think we bought the S-Lap thinking we could rotate it.
Yeah.
You can imagine installing it in someone's house and then it's
So with the R32,
okay.
theoretically, you can. However, it doesn't comply with BSN 378 because of R32. You put it down a low level. To comply, you would have to put an independent leak detector with independent power.
Which you'd advise us to do, right?
We don't advise it. We can sort of like go, it shouldn't because it doesn't comply with this. What you choose to do with that information after that is entirely you.
It's fine. Okay.
But it would, you can invert it.
It looks pretty
work.
neat.
Yeah. You can put 2 auto louver grills on one unit.
Ben, do you want to get that and then get that? That's pretty cool.
So for the supply
It's
and
like
the
before and
return,
after. You what, sorry?
you can splice the cable together so you could have a supply and return air grill on it. So when the return
It sounds
air
like a
rather than-
professional bodge.
It's just, it'll work. Some people want it. We've been asked for it.
So you
Will
can
it
do
work?
return
It will do it.
and
Return and supply air
because
grill.
you could do either side on this.
Yeah. So some people have said, oh, but I want 2 grills on it. I want the return to shut. So we go, you can
That's
splice
pretty
the
cool.
cable and it will work. It's not official, but it will work.
She used to do your slappy unit. That's good because they're tiny. They're the smallest unit in the market.
Yeah.
The only others that do one, which are obscene. Samsung do a ducted unit, 10 kilowatt up to 14 kilowatt.
Yeah.
Mate, it's 440. I don't know if you know, it's 440
Yeah, no, I
deep.
used to do Samsung as well.
So that's a wrap. From somebody that has been so naive about Fujitsu air conditioning products, I've learnt so much today. Number one, really, they do an AHU DX unit, which goes to -7. The amount of products and AHUs that I've come across where they've got 3-phase preheaters or rooms which are getting too cold and too hot because the units just don't have enough oomph, well, Fujitsu have got that product. This is the Outspoken Engineer. See you on the next one.